Charles Cobb's class of 1985 at Princeton, and I'm here to do a tribute to the Princeton Rowing program, which started 150 years ago. And I'm standing in my backyard in front of a giant sequoia tree that was planted 150 years ago. And just like this tree, this giant tree, the roots and the trunk and all the branches are a symbol of what has happened over 150 years in Princeton Rowing. An amazing program that has taken many men and women and guided them through the development of their athletic abilities and their ability to become citizens and to show grit and to work under pressure and to go on to be great people in general.
Hi, my name is Molly Milligan, class of 2020. I rowed on the open weight women's team.
Susanna Shipton, 2014.
I'm Catherine Irwin, also 2014.
I'm Sarah Wiley. I was part of the class of 2013.
Hi, this is Wendy Holding, class of 95.
Hi, this is John Kawaja. I wanted to say something. I'm class of 94.
Hey, I'm Jody Pico, 87.
It's Tim Kingston here, class of 87. I was a lightweight a few pounds ago.
Hi, I'm Peter Payne from the class of 1985.
I'm John Wall, class of 1983.
Carol Brown, class of 75.
This is Donald Marsh, class of 1968.
Hi, this is Dick Prentke, class of 67.
Hi, this is Ted Walworth, Princeton class of 1966.
I'm Jim Newcomer. I was captain of the Princeton lightweight men's crew in 1957.
I am Ed Messinner, a member of the great class of 1952. When I came to Princeton as a freshman, I weighed 115 pounds, and a fellow freshman urged me to try out as a coxswain. I knew absolutely nothing about rowing, but down to the boathouse I went. That was the beginning of a love affair with rowing at Princeton.
What is it that people don't understand about rowing? The gracefulness, symmetry, and apparent ease of rowing when viewed from the shore disguise the physical pain being experienced in the boat and the psychological challenge to max out that each rower must face on every stroke.
I think there was one fall practice where I was actually stroking a boat and I caught a crab. I think in 4 years I caught a crab twice. But somehow we got going again and we actually caught up with the other boat and won that sprint. And so we, after that bad start, suddenly the boat really caught fire. And I don't think I can recall any varsity race that ever went so well as that golden moment in the fall.
My fondest rowing memory was from June of 1985. We had won the sprints by open water. We were undefeated, and back then there was no lightweight event at the IRAs, so the winner of the Eastern Sprints, lightweight Eastern Sprints, was invited to join the JV Heavies to contest the Kennedy Cup. And we entered that race, and we won it, which was the first time that a lightweight crew had won that event, and the last time that a lightweight crew has won that event, because a couple of years later they did away with those invitations and came up with a separate lightweight category.
My most memorable Princeton rowing experience has got to be our Ivy League Championship regatta in 2019. We led the whole race and won ourselves a gold medal to add to a really great tally for the team that day.
The Tigers win their 5th straight Ivy Championship.
Greatest rowing moment, without a question, is freshman year when we were over a length down going into the last 500 at sprints to Harvard and rowed through them to win.
My most memorable moment was in my senior spring. It was after our race against Yale. Yale had been a challenge for us during the 4 years that I was there. And we swept Yale on their home course, every single boat across the board.
Well, it was an outstanding day.
Lori came onto the bus after the races. You could tell she was so fiercely proud of us. Just really felt like this perfect moment of team unity and success.
I distinctly remember, the impact of my coaches, of Curtis and of Mike, and them being sort of like father figures to us, just their guidance and how they role modeled leadership and really kept us on a much more even keel, than I think is really to be expected from a bunch of basically, 20-year-old guys.
And what for sure is my proudest moment at Princeton was watching our son Jack row and race out of the same boathouse that I did so many years ago.
My most memorable experience with Princeton Rowing was the honor of competing in the lightweight varsity during my senior year.
My most memorable part of Princeton Rowing, while there are many moments to choose from, has to be winning my first Ivy League championship in 2011 in the 4. We swept all 3 NCAA events, but winning that 4 event, winning my first medal, I felt like I was part of a tradition like no other.
The Tigers celebrated the traditional way. The women threw their coxswain and coach into the water.
What is it like to be part of the Princeton Rowing family? It's just a really wonderful sense of community. I loved that we had all 4 teams in the boathouse.
Well, I think of it as a series of concentric circles. In the middle, of course, are the guys you rowed with, the boys in the boat, shared suffering as a way of creating enduring bonds. And then anytime I see somebody wearing a Princeton cross doors on their hat or their shirt or a tie or something, there's an immediate bond. Only Princeton rowers know what we all went through. And then when I look at the pictures on the wall in the boathouse, ones from the early 20th century, even there's a bond.
The greatest thing about rowing to me was the time on the water with my best friends, many of whom are still my best friends.
There's something special about working really hard together with a group of people, going through highs and lows, wins and losses. I see these guys 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later, and it's like no time has passed, and we still have that same rapport and that same smile.
Where else would I have learned to trust implicitly women I had only known for a short time? Where else might I have formed lifelong sisterhood with women which has survived 5 decades?
Princeton Rowing family has meant to me a lot of really close personal friendships.
Especially coming from the UK, coming into the US. I didn't have much of a network or anything coming in here, but now there's no one I feel uncomfortable reaching out to on the rowing team if I found out that they were a rower at Princeton. And every experience I've ever had of reaching out and just saying, hi, I'm here. Everyone's always pleased to meet you, and it's the same when people reach out to me. It's just like it's great to see people and connect because it's such a unique and special experience.
I think it's by far one of the most special communities to be a part of. It is, and I felt that the moment I walked into the boathouse. It's one big family.
I felt a lot of pride being part of not just the women's open weight team, but part of a group of, almost 200 people that consistently came down to work really freaking hard every day at 4:30.
I certainly felt while I was at Princeton that the entire boathouse was a family, and that was a really cool experience to have the men and women's teams so well integrated and feel like everyone was family.
Princeton Rowing has been foundational for me in virtually everything I did after Princeton. Treasured friendships, experiences that tested every fiber of character, commitment, and discipline, mental and physical toughness, dealing with failure and success, losing and winning.
The value of intercollegiate rowing was the ability to learn to deal with losing, something that happens once in a while at Princeton and happens once in a while in life.
I learned how to fight even through disappointment, and I learned never to give up.
After Princeton, the conditioning base and the habit of training made transitioning to other sports such as running marathons and triathlons easy. And my physical and mental stamina helped a lot during medical school and during the long hours of orthopedic surgery residency.
What I learned from crew about the benefit of teams working together and drawing on different strengths and coming together as one sort of unified crew to create, that swing that we always talk about in rowing, which just applies so well to building a business and growing a team, and a lot of the things that I've tackled in my professional career.
That lesson about being part of a team, having to work so hard individual, but you're not going to win races unless you're in tune with your teammates. I think that translates so beautifully to life.
Rowing is really like a symphony. When you're all swinging together and that boat lifts up out of the water, it's just an unbelievable high. Such shared experience, it's hard not to feel an incredible affinity, but also the friends I have from that time are truly my best friends of my life.
Princeton Rowing has had a huge impact on my life, not just as a person and as a student athlete. I'll cherish those experiences forever, but I was a senior in the spring of 2020 and things got cut short, but having rowing being taken away really showed me that I wanted it to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. I found that in coaching, and it's so awesome now to get to work with young athletes and young women in particular and teach them the sport and to share with them my passion for the sport.
My life changed immensely because I started rowing at Princeton. It dictated numerous adventures after that. I wouldn't have necessarily gone to Oxford to row had I not been for Princeton, and to be very cliche, I would not have met my husband had I not been a rower.
And Princeton Rowing had a huge impact on my life after rowing because I got to marry the captain of my team, Tim Van Leer. And we're going, 30-something years strong here.
We celebrated our 51st year this year, and our wedding took place at the Princeton Boathouse.
What I've learned, I think one thing is that the first stroke you take is always the hardest. Just get going. And the other is when you think you're tapped out, dig a little deeper, and you've got to find that secret hidden patch of strength and energy. And if you can grind in and find that, you can get through anything.
When in doubt, pull harder.
That's what the sport does. It teaches all of those who become engaged in it that we are capable of achieving far more than we ever could have imagined. And that goes not just for those who sit in the boat seats. It's for everyone who gets involved, have that shared sense of devotion and understanding of what it means to be a member of the Princeton Rowing family.
Now that I've finished my last race wearing the orange P on my chest, I feel forever indebted to Princeton Rowing for what it has given me.
I feel incredibly lucky to be part of this community.
I'm forever grateful for the program and the people who are part of it.
Congratulations to all of you and to a storied program.
It was an amazing 4 years. I can't believe it was just 4 years of my life, but I was part of this gigantic program that has extended for 150 years. Happy birthday, Princeton Rowing.
I'll finish it up by saying, Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Sis, sis, sis.
Boom, 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 ah. Princeton Rowing, Princeton Rowing.
You nailed it.
Totally nailed it.